Welcome. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am so glad that you are here, and I hope that you can hear me all right because I just realized I still have my Bluetooth headlines. Let me see if I can take those off and turn those off. I don't need those on since I don't have a guest. Let's see. Bear with me. Don't you just love technology, y'all? Um, of course, this happens to me while I'm trying to go live. All righty. I think we're set. All right. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I am so glad that you are here with me. And I realize this is kind of a crazy time to be doing a live stream, but you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. And I promise I'm going to keep this one kind of short and sweet. I'm so excited about today's topic. It's kind of near and dear to my heart. And so, just if you are joining though, make sure to say hello in the chat. Would love to hear from you, hear what you've got planned for Thanksgiving. If you're going to be with family, with friends, where you are in the world. So just drop me a note in the chat. But let me just say too, as I welcome you in, I'm just so grateful for this season. There's just so much. It's just like one of my favorite times of year. Of course, I love that it goes on into Christmas, but this is just so, I really like that we just kind of put our focus on being grateful. And with that being said, today's topic is going to be how gratitude actually can fill your success when you're faced with challenges and setbacks in your career. So I just want to say, though, a quick gratitude for me today is most of you know that I do work remotely in my home, but I don't always have the best internet. So I have a friend who has an insurance office in Searcy, my friend Scott Finley, and he and his team, they let me come in here. And, not even just getting to have a place to do these live streams and to have my calls, but I honestly love having colleagues again, having people to interact with. And I think I will always be a go to the office kind of gal and like to hang out with people. So I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but let me know in the chat. So just a little housekeeping though, if you are joining me on Facebook, if you will please go to StreamYard.com. I put the link right here, and give Facebook and StreamYard permission to speak to each other. Then that way, if you leave me a comment, I can see that it's someone besides a Facebook user. So you can do that for me, and I'll just leave that link up here for just a second. If I'm new to you though, and you are new to me, let's have some introductions. My name is Beverly Smith, and I am the former owner of a staffing and recruiting firm. So I know firsthand what hiring managers are looking for. I use that knowledge now to help mid, senior, and executive level professionals with their resumes, with their LinkedIn branding, and with their job search strategies, all so that they can land the career of their dreams. So happy to have you join me today. I do a lot of these. I do them almost every single week. And so I'm just going to throw up my YouTube channel here. So if you want to catch any of my replays, make sure you go down here to @BeverlySmithResumes. You can find them all. I think all except for the one we did last week will be under the live tab for sure. Last week, for whatever reason, I did not connect to YouTube or to Facebook, so I had to manually add that. Speaking of last week's episode, oh my gosh, y'all, it was so good. It was with Jacob Stripling, who is the owner of Future State Careers. Their team is a team of third-party recruiters in the accounting and IT industry. He knows a lot about recruiting, and he spilled the beans on working with recruiters. Not only that, but he shared a big little secret about what employers are actually looking for. And I think you might be surprised at what it is. So if you missed that episode last week with Jacob, go find it on my YouTube channel and be sure to watch it, because I think if you've never worked with a recruiter, you're going to find it extremely helpful. If you're starting your job search, you really are going to want to go and check that one out for sure. So let's jump in and talk about today's topic. And I'm going to take that banner off. There we go. I am so excited to talk to you today about being thankful for the challenges that you face and why we should be thankful. I don't know about you, but I have found in my own life, I mean, we're always going to face challenges. It's just kind of inevitable. And the way you look at them, and especially reflecting back, it seems like those challenges have really ultimately shaped my career and my personal development as a person, my professional development. And I think it comes down to how you view these challenges. And I'm here to tell you, I get it. Sometimes challenges are at one level, and then sometimes they are out the roof on another level. And they feel more like a crisis. And so, I feel like challenges are truly, though, an opportunity for expansion, for you to expand into something bigger and better. And it just seems to me that when they come along, I feel like God is always preparing me to grow. It's kind of like, the story of the caterpillar in the chrysalid and how she has to push out their wings. And it's hard. No lie. It's hard when you go through these challenges, but you are about to expand into something bigger and better. And, sometimes I think about like an injured athlete when they face that kind of crisis of, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to end the game. Or in my case, a runner, and it's so interesting because so many times you see these folks, these athletes actually come back a completely better version of themselves. And you know what I think it is? I think they've been forced to spend more time in rehab. They've been forced maybe to reevaluate their training methods and maybe to push out some things that weren't working and apply new things. I think about me currently, like I really need to do some strength training to get better. And when I am down and out, that's kind of what I've got left to do because I can't run, and I actually do come back better. So that's just, kind of some food for thought. I really invite you to consider a challenge that you've faced and think about what that taught you. And if you care to share that in the chat, I'm going to check those and I will read those. If you don't, just reflect on that and really put some thought into, oh my gosh, I ended up in a better place because of that. And so that kind of leads me into my next point about reframing your challenges or these crises. And instead of looking them as crisis or, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm facing this again, looking at it as an opportunity, make that mind shift. Think about it in terms of someone who's experienced a long-term illness and they finally pass away. And what's one of the things that we always say after someone who's been sick for a long time? What's something we might say to someone else about that person? Oh, well, at least she's no longer suffering. That's a mindset shift. It takes us kind of out of our own grief from missing that person and her loss to looking at it from a different lens, that, oh my goodness, she's no longer suffering. She's in heaven. She's with Jesus. She wouldn't want to come back. I remember my sister saying that about my mother. She wouldn't want to come back if she could. She knows we're sad. She knows we miss her, but she wouldn't want to come back. And it does. It helps. It provides us with a source of comfort and a relief for our grief because we've shifted that mindset. So it's kind of like that. Is your glass half full or is it half empty? I really honestly believe, y'all, what you focus on is what you're calling in. So if you are focused on how bad this situation is, how bad this challenge is, maybe you're focused, maybe you're facing job loss and you're focused on, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? When you focus on that scarcity and that lack, it's just going to compound and you're going to keep calling in more of the same. But if you focus on the opportunities, they're going to show up all around you because the truth is they're already around you. You've just got to open your eyes and see that good. Reframe that negative into something positive. So maybe you are facing job loss, but maybe now you finally have the opportunity to go and pursue what it is you really want to do. So just some practical tips. Let me get this up. When you're facing these challenges, if you can focus on lessons you've learned, and a lot of times this is easier to do from hindsight. So I encourage you to think about that challenge we mentioned earlier, that crisis that you went through and how you came out stronger. Really reflect on the lessons you learned from that and identify new strengths that maybe you were able to develop through the adversity. We talked about the injured athlete. So, maybe they were able to get stronger, and we runners are so guilty of not strength training, but all of a sudden we're stronger and we hold ourselves better and upright. So in your career, what are some new strengths that you developed? Maybe when your team faced the challenge of, losing a client or something like that. Also, another tip is to be grateful. Be grateful for this opportunity that God's given you to grow through this because He believes you're strong enough and that you are ready for this. Honestly, He would not put anything in front of you that He knows you cannot handle, especially, y'all, I want to encourage you to bring Him into the picture and let Him direct your steps through these. And my goodness, you're really going to be surprised. For us, as I mentioned, I can look back on our career and especially in our past business with our staffing and recruiting firm and so many of the challenges that we faced. And early on, they were all crisis to me, to be truthful. I didn't have the maturity to look at it the way I do. But as we grew in that business and got better, and I say we collectively, because my husband and I ran this business, we really got better at seeing them as opportunities. And one particular circumstance comes to mind. I think about a pretty decent client that we had that on our staffing side, where we had, probably about 10 employees that worked out there, and they had special skill sets. We had done a lot of screening to make sure that they got the exact right people. And then all of a sudden they were bought out and the parent company was going to do something different. They hired a few they weren't going to keep. And so we were left with these 10 people that we needed to find homes for. And and plus the fact that this business was going away. And so, yeah, I'm sure we, had a half empty moment for a while there, but then we were like, okay, let's look at the good here. We've got 10 employees that we've already recruited. We know they can pass a drug screen. We know they have clean backgrounds. We know that they have steel toe work boots and they've worked for us already. So we know their proven track record. We know that they go to work and do what they're supposed to do, and they're highly recommended by their supervisors. And so we looked at potential companies that we wanted to work with. And there was one in particular that was kind of like our dream client. But they had such a long-standing relationship with their previous vendor, or with their current vendor, with no way we'll ever get in there. But we called them anyway, along with many others. I'm here to tell you, ultimately, because of that call, they said, yes, we want to speak with you. We are very interested in these 10 people. Do you know that we 10x'd our business? Not only did we place those 10 people, but eventually we placed 100 more. And we, like I said, 10x'd our business. But what that means is we provided jobs for 100 more people. And we also provided opportunities within our own organization to hire more people as well. And having the resources we needed to pay people, it ended up, that crisis, that challenge ended up being a huge opportunity for us. So I'm just curious if anyone else can relate. Oh, Taylor, Sean, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for commenting. And, it's just one of those things, y'all, that it's all in your perspective and the way that you choose to look at it. So there's just some quick strategies I want to offer to you when you're facing these challenges. First of all, focus on what's within your control. There's going to be some things, like in the case I mentioned above, we couldn't control that company got bought out and chose to lay off our people, but we could control our attitude. We could control that we picked up the phone and called some other prospective clients. We could control how we presented that to our office, to keep our office and our team, those folks that work for us, excited about the challenge. So there's so many things that are actually within your control, namely your attitude, for sure. The other thing that you can quickly do to help flip that mindset, to help instill the reframing, as you will, of that challenge into something good, is to practice gratitude. You can journal. I'm a huge fan of journals. I love to journal, but journal about those small wins, or the lessons you learn, or just even what you have to be grateful for in the moment. I think about early stages in our business, and there would be times that some months would be very meager and very scary. And I would walk around my house and say, oh, I'm so grateful for that crystal vase. And I think about the person who gave it to us as a wedding gift. Or I'm so grateful for this dining room table that my parents gave to us. Or I'm so grateful for this sofa that we bought, and that it's just perfect for our family. And so here's the thing, y'all. I dare you to try this, because gratitude and anxiety, those two thoughts cannot both exist in the same thought. If you are feeling grateful, you can't be anxious. I promise you, try it. You can't do it. And so when you focus on gratitude, it's going to help calm you down. It's going to bring that anxiety level down. You've still got food in your refrigerator if you got laid off. You've got a bed to sleep in. you've got sheets, you've got clothes to wear. If you're like me, you have way too many pairs of shoes. Think about the things that you do have, and think about, like I said, write down the lessons. And again, that's going to help reframe that situation and help you see those opportunities. So, as we kind of wrap this all up and put a bow on it, our key takeaways here are: challenges are what shapes our success. Learn to reframe them and be resilient, and be grateful for the growth that they bring you. So, I really want to encourage you and invite you to think about what's one challenge that maybe you're experiencing now that you actually can be thankful for, or what's something you've been through recently. So, I shared at the beginning my how grateful I am about having this space to work in with great internet. Y'all, if I had not had wonky internet out at my farm, I wouldn't be in the space. And the other thing I shared that I was grateful for was having people to interact with. So that challenge with the internet landed me a great space to deliver this content to you, to deliver this live stream, and to have people to work with. Although, just kind of fun side note, they've all left for Thanksgiving already. So I'm in here by myself, but I'm still extremely grateful. So, I want to say too, if you are facing challenges right now, and maybe you're thinking, okay, it is time maybe for me to make a career move, and maybe I'm not real sure on what that's going to look like. I have some journal prompts. I'm going to put these in the comments. Did I get it? Oh, let me try this again. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. I apologize. That's just kind of the way my brain works. But there we go. Okay. And I think I can actually put it on the screen. Journal prompts are right here. It's scrolling down at the bottom. So these journal prompts can help you as you are maybe trying to figure out what's next. And feel free just to go and download those. I'll support you with a few series of emails that go along with that, but they can help you guide you on that next step. And so make sure that you grab those. And for those of you, maybe you already know, like, okay, it's time for me to move on. And I Beverly, already know what I want to do. I know that it's time. I need to invest in a professionally written resume so I can get a move on it. And will you please help me? My team and I would love to help you. This is a perfect time of year for you to be job searching. And I'm going to throw in that link for you in the chat as well. Thank you, Sean. You have a blessed Thanksgiving yourself. I appreciate that so much. But if you're wanting to invest in a professionally written resume, my team and I are here to help you. And I think I can put that link on here as well. Just book a complimentary consultation with us, and I will be happy to walk you through the next steps of how we can help you understand a little bit more about what you're looking for, and just really customize our services for you. This is such a great time, as I was trying to say earlier, a great time of year for you to be looking for work. And there's just so many opportunities. I mean, we are in prime networking season, so good time to get the word out. I've done a video on why Q4 is a great time to start your job search. Go back onto my YouTube channel at Beverly Smith Resumes and watch that there, because I think you'll find it very helpful. All right. I have had a great time with you guys today. Thank you so much for showing up for me. I bless you and wish you just a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope that it is just filled with joy, filled with family. I hope your football team wins or your basketball team wins, unless they're playing ours. Just kidding. And I have a special guest for you next week. My friend Jen Ucken is joining us, and she is going to be sharing some wonderful health tips for busy professionals. And I think you're going to find it extremely helpful. Jen is so knowledgeable, and I am blown away by the things that she knows. So join me next week, next Wednesday at 12:30, and happy Thanksgiving. I will see you in my next video.